When audiences get used to enjoy straight linear storylines, after a while, when they are faced with something different, they probably will not understand it. They will get frustrated and a lot of time just dismiss it as a bad movie. But this could also mean losing one of the most powerful tools movies had developed through the years: the power of metaphors. A metaphor can hit the viewer faster than dialogue. In short, you can think about metaphors as the language of dreams. At the beginning of movie history, some directors discovered how the power of metaphors could have been used to represent a message in a story. In fact, metaphors were used a lot during the period of silent movies, because a picture could tell much more than any dialogue could. Luckily, a few directors we have today understand this and still use these techniques. Some of them believe more in the immediate emotional perception of the film.
It's an experience to be had. That is the point of it. That's the feeling of it.
While others believe in a more reflective approach that comes through the years.
But I am saying that when you make unusual films, that you do not tend to get the praise in time that you get 5 or 10 years later.
But the thing about Apocalypse Now is people kept going back to see it. And even with Megalopolis, one thing I hear is, wow, I have to see it again.
But of course, this kind of movie can create large debate because they might feel the viewer frustrated. You probably know the feeling of waking up from a dream which apparently didn't make any sense, feeling overwhelmed, emotionally drained, or confused. Asking yourself, what was that? There is probably a deeper meaning in what people experience when they dream, but a lot of time they prefer dismiss it and just go on with their lives. And that's why this kind of movie is a risk to make, because they stray away from the traditional and straightforward storytelling. And one of the big rules of traditional screenwriting is that you should make the viewer feel smart, and possibly having them have an epiphany and figure out things even before the main characters. And this can make the difference between making a traditional story or an avant-garde experimental film. This doesn't mean that one is better than the other. It only means that the arts had to develop towards new forms to keep transmitting their messages, to avoid their work to be dismissed just as pretty. A good piece of art shouldn't only give answers, but most importantly, should make questions.
Our American Republic is not all that different from old Rome. Can we preserve our past and all its wondrous heritage? Or will we too fall victim, like old Rome, to the insatiable appetite for power of a few men?